Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back to my podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. I found a really great, one of those social media type flyers that really have some really great information on there. And it is talking about living in your head and living grounded. So I'm just going to read through these because I think these are pretty helpful. Living in your head often means ruminating thoughts, those thoughts that keep going through our head all the time. Did I make the right decision? Did I do the right thing? Going back and forth, right? Ruminating thoughts. Staying focused on the past, that is something that often holds us back a lot. We look at our past, or we look at how we used to be, how we used to function, maybe the not so shiny part of our past, and we keep honestly ruminating about it, about what we used to do or what we used to be. And that also, I'll give a tip about that too. It's good to sometimes change your circle as well, because if you're keeping people around you who only know what you used to be and like to keep you in that space, a lot of times people want to keep you in that space because that's the space that they can control. They know how to control the old you. They know how to interact with the old you, and the old you may not be where you want to be anymore, right? So that's the first two things: ruminating thoughts, focusing on the past, overly worried about the future. Aren't we all? Some of us are worried about the future, and then others of us are scared to death about the future, to the point that we don't live in the present and we miss great things that are in front of us. Functioning in autopilot. You ever feel like you're just going? You get up, you go to work, you go take care of the kids, take the kids to school, come back, go to bed. You just become this auto robotic sort of revolving door, and you start to lose sight of yourself. Sometimes you start to lose sight of the kids. Sometimes you start to lose sight of your significant other. Things are not as poppin' as they used to be. The date night stop, all that sort of stuff. So that is somewhere, where people tend to live, is functioning on that autopilot. Racing thoughts. Racing thoughts is a thing. I know a lot of folks that deal with anxiety a lot of times have racing thoughts. Just, all of those things, second guessing yourself constantly, never really being rooted in a decision that you make, right? And the final thing with the living in your head is constantly getting distracted, right? If you're dealing with some of these things, it could be a bigger issue. Maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's ADHD or something to that effect. It's possible. But a lot of these things are things that everybody deals with. But if they become obsessive, where you're not able to function in your life every day, this is something that you need to talk to a therapist about, because you never know what else is brewing on the inside. And sometimes when things are constantly brewing under the surface, they're ready to explode, and we just don't know until that one thing tips it off. So if you are able to get to a good therapist, if you're able to join a great support group, in your area, please do, because it's great to have other folks to bounce stuff off of. Okay? So let me run down those living in your head things again. Ruminating thoughts, focused on the past, overly worried about the future, functioning in autopilot, racing thoughts, and constantly being distracted. Now, here are the things that you can do to live in a grounded state, right? Being in the present moment, right? We just saw the opposite of that. functioning in autopilot where you miss out what's happening in the present. So being in the present moment, feeling anchored, feeling like you're standing on a firm foundation. When you make decisions about things, you feel confident about them. You're not constantly second guessing yourself. And this is not just in your personal life, but in your business life as well. All right? Noticing before reacting. Now, I would go to say being proactive instead of reactive, right? A lot of times we're very reactive to things. We think that somebody's coming for us, or maybe they are coming for us, and some people do. But instead of reacting, be proactive in how you deal with people like that. Sometimes the best answer is no answer. You don't have to answer every single person that has something smart to say. You can leave them where they are. Because some people, they got something smart to say. They live for the read of people, from the rooter to the tutor read, because they themselves are miserable. Okay? The next thing is connecting with the world. What are you passionate about? What do you believe in? Maybe there is some sort of organization that you want to connect with. Maybe clean water in Africa. Maybe, dealing with refugees or whatever. We have all these things happening across borders right now with Mexico, with young children, coming across the border without their parents or vice versa. There's so many causes that we can support. There's so many causes that we can support. There's things happening within the jails right now. We have seen Maverick City Music. I don't know if you guys have seen these amazing videos with them going into the jails and ministering to people in jail. And these folks are forming choirs and music groups within jail. It is giving them a purpose. Just because that has happened to them doesn't mean that their entire life is over, because that is going to speak to people who are outside, who are going to be like, well, if they can change, I can change now before I get into a situation where that's my future, So, yeah, connect with the world. Having intention. I see this happen a lot, where people have zero intention about what it is that they're doing. You ever hear the saying, date with intention? You have those folks that are just sliding around, seeing this person, that person, all over the place. Gigolo Sam and Gigolo Samia, whatever you want to call it. I couldn't even think of a name. Gigolo Sam and Gigolo Sally, let's say that. You're all over the place. So you're not dating with intention, right? That's on the relationship side. But when you do things within your business, do it with intention, meaning map it out and really think, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Just don't let it be a frivolous thing. I promise you, when you do things with intention, anything in your life with intention, it will be so much easier for you to focus on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. But when you just go in, just all willy-nilly, you don't know what you're going to do. And, we'll just see where the road takes us. And listen, do everything with intention, and I promise you it'll be less confusing. Okay? The next thing is using our body as a compass. Now, this can mean a lot of different things. But I am going to take this as listening to our bodies when we need sleep, listening to our bodies when there's something going on health-wise that we need to address. That is going to give you direction on where you need to go in your life as well. If you're working too much and you're working too many hours, you need to cut back on some things at your job. And that may change the direction of where you're going to go in your work life, right? It's changing directions. That's what a compass shows you. Compass shows you where to go, how to get there, where it points to. So listen to your body, listen to your heart, listen to your brain, literally. Listen to what your body is trying to tell you. And oftentimes it's trying to tell you to rest. Letting go or letting be. You can't change everything. Some things you have to let them be the way that they are. If people are committed to whatever foolery that they're doing, you cannot change people. All you can do, let go of the situation, let God handle it. Let go. We've heard, come on, saints. Y'all heard this. Let go, let God. Come on now. There's like a million songs about that. Let go and let God. Doesn't PJ Morton have a song like that? Let go and let God have his way. However, y'all know what I mean. You cannot control what other people do. But what you can do is you can do the right thing on your end. And maybe that will be some sort of light for them. Maybe that will be some sort of example for those other people to maybe come back to the right of what they should be doing. It could be. But don't get yourself caught up and make yourself sick because somebody else decided to go left. Right? Let go and let be. And the final thing for living in a grounded state in life is be open to experiences. This is a tough one. This is actually a tough one for me because I will tell you right now, I don't like a lot of people. Should I be laughing at that? I don't know. Well, no, let me not say it that way. No, I'm going to say it that way. I have a very tight circle. Very tight circle. And I find that over the years, it's gotten even tighter. So I don't really keep a whole lot of friends. I don't keep a whole lot of, I've got 50 best friends. That would not be me. The true friends that I talk to on a regular basis, I can count on one hand. And then there's the second layer of friends on the outside of that I may have grown up with, college, high school and college are kind of together. And old work friends that I've known probably now 15, 20 years from my old job. But even from my old job, there's only a handful of people that I keep in touch with like that, or we stay connected on Facebook or whatever the case may be. So I'm not going to say I'm not open to new experiences or new friendships. I always am, but I'm also very wary and careful. I think careful is a better word. I'm very careful about people's intentions because I'm a very intentional person. If I am close with somebody or I'm cool with them, it's very intentional for me to be a good friend to them, to be, the ear to listen. I'm not great at getting back on, text messaging. This is a text message world that we live in, and I am not part of it. So if you're expecting me to keep up with text messages, that's not going to happen. So you will be disappointed on that front. But as far as getting on a phone and having a conversation, I'm your girl, So I'm definitely open to new experiences, but I'm also very intentional about those experiences and my friendships because I take them very seriously. All right. So recapping being grounded, being present in the moment, feeling anchored, noticing before reacting, connecting with the world, having intention, using our body as a compass, letting go or letting be, and being open to new experiences. So I really love this list. I thought this list was so helpful. And I found it on a page called Positive Regard for You. So thank you guys over at Positive Regard for putting this list together, this little meme situation. It really is very handy, to have. And I'm keeping it in my phone. I've actually put it in one of my folders in my phone, and I kind of refer to it every so often because I saved it. I don't even remember when I saved it. I just ran across it again today, but I think I saved it a few days ago. We have to be more intentional about what we're doing. We have to live a grounded life. And it's sometimes very hard because look at all the things that are going on around us. The violence that is going on in America right now is, I believe I've heard today that it's the highest that it's ever been in the history of the country outside of war, which is very scary. I think, we shouldn't forget there's still a war going on with Ukraine. There's just so many things happening. So in order to stay grounded, it would be good. Go back and review this list and see where you are falling short and where you can improve, because we got to keep it together. The world is going to do what it's going to do. But if we can get back with people checking in with each other, being each other's keeper, working on our mental health, we could see a lot of change. It's never going to be perfect. To be honest, I don't think it'll ever be perfect. I don't think that is, personally for me, I don't think that's a possibility. But I think we can make improvements because it has been better before. We're going a little bit left now, but it has been better. So let's kind of go in the way that, let's start going back to the right, but hopefully lists like this and reminders like this help us, right? All right, you guys, like, share, subscribe to this podcast. Tag me on social media at Onyx Queen Media, and I will repost you, this is a word I really want to use, repost you in my stories as a shout out. All right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.